Here's the hard truth, guys. You're doing way too much in your relationships, and most of it doesn't even matter. 80% of your relationship success comes from just 20% of your actions. The problem is, most men are wasting time on the wrong 80%, things that don't move the needle at all. But by the end of this video, you know exactly how to identify that 20% that actually works and how to focus on that to change your love life for good. Sounds good? Let's dive in. Jessica OS here. Welcome to the channel. Part 1. What is the 80-20 rule in relationships? So let's start with a foundation. What exactly is the 80-20 rule, and why is this such a game changer in relationships? It's the concept borrowed from economics called the Pareto principle. Basically, it says that 80% of the results you get in any area of life come from just 20% of the effort that you put in. Think about it. Whether it's your job, your fitness routine, your friendships, there's always a small fraction of actions that actually deliver the biggest results. Now, apply this to relationships, because that's what we're going to be doing today. 80% of what makes your woman fall for you, stay interested, and feel fulfilled in the relationship just comes from 20% of what you do. The problem is that most men either don't know what that 20% is, or they're putting all their energy into the other 80%. Things that feel important but aren't actually moving that needle. And that's why it feels like you're putting in all the effort but still feel like you're getting nowhere. I'll give you an example. Say you're trying to impress your woman you're dating, okay? You spend hours planning the perfect date, picking the perfect spot, the best restaurant, and even stressing over what to wear. And sure, she'll probably appreciate that effort, but what really sticks with her might be something much simpler, right? Like the way you listened intently when she spoke, right? Or how you genuinely made her laugh. Those small, meaningful actions, that's your 20%. The rest, it's just fluff. The truth is, most men confuse effort with impact. You think doing everything will win her over, but in reality, it's only the things that truly matter to her that end up registering at all. Listen, if you figure out your 20%, you'll not only save time and energy, but you'll also stand out in a way that most men don't. Because most guys are out here trying to do everything, and it's exhausting for the guys themselves and even for her. So why does this rule work so well? It's because women, like everyone else, value quality over quantity. She's not keeping score of every grand gesture you make. She's paying attention to how you make her feel in the moments that matter. And the beauty of it is, when you get it right, you'll feel more confident, less stressed, more in control of your love life. No more guessing, no more overcompensating, just clear focus on what really matters and what really works. That's why I'm here today, to teach you how to spot that magic 20% and put it to work in your relationships. So if you're ready, let's do it. All right, now that you understand the what of the 80-20 rule, let's get into the how. How do you figure out which 20% of your actions are actually creating 80% of the success in your relationship? This isn't a guessing game. It's about paying attention, being intentional, and yes, sometimes being brutally honest with yourself. I'll break it down. First step, pay attention to her reactions. Okay, guys? Look, you've got to observe how she reacts to the things you do. Think about the time she's been genuinely happy, impressed, or deeply connected to you. These moments are not just random, they're signals telling you what she values most. For example, let's say you surprise her with some kind of a gift. Did she smile politely and say thank you? Or did she light up when you remembered something small that she mentioned weeks ago and tied it into the gift? I mean, that's a clue. Women don't just value gestures, they value the thought behind it. If she's responding strongly to your attention to detail, trust me when I say it's part of the 20%. Here's a trick. Start really watching how she responds, not just to what you say, but how you say it. When does she laugh? When does she lean closer? When does she go out of her way to compliment or thank you? Your job is to notice these patterns and to do more of what gets you those genuine, heartfelt reactions. Step 2, listen to her words and read between the lines. Guys, listen carefully to the things she says, both the compliments and the complaints. Women don't always spell things out directly, but they do leave hints. For instance, if she says something like, "Oh, I love how you always make time for me even when you're busy," it's a neon sign, right? Pointing to your 20%. She values your presence and consistency. On the flip side, if she's constantly saying, you don't really listen to me or you never take initiative, it's a clear sign that you're focusing on the wrong things. So don't take it personally. Take it as an opportunity to adjust and improve. And let me say this, reading between the lines doesn't mean you have to guess or make assumptions, okay? If you're unsure, you can just ask her. Most women will appreciate a guy who cares enough to say, hey, what makes you feel most appreciated or loved? Step 3, focus on quality over quantity. Most guys get this wrong. They think the more they do, the better their chances of making her happy. But women don't keep score by quantity. They care about quality. It's not about texting her 20 times a day to show her that you're interested. One thoughtful message that shows her you're paying attention to who she is will do. Step 4, notice what makes her take initiative. Another way to identify a 20% is to watch for what she initiates, right? When does she text you first? When does she plan a date or surprise you with something thoughtful? These moments are clues about what she values most in your dynamic. For instance, if she's initiating more affection after you've spent really great quality time together, it's clear that being fully present and giving her your undivided attention is part of your 20%. Or if she starts opening up emotionally after you've shared something really vulnerable about yourself, that's another sign. You see, women reciprocate when they feel safe, appreciated, and connected. So take a hint. Step 5, keep track of what works. Now here's a practical tip. Stop making mental notes of what actions consistently get you best results. If every time you plan a creative date, she talks about it for weeks, that's part of your 20%. If she's most affectionate after deep, meaningful conversations, that's another piece. Think of your relationship like an experiment. The more you pay attention and track what works, the clearer your 20% will become. Over time, you'll see a pattern emerge and you'll know exactly where to focus your energy. The key takeaway here is stop blindly doing what you think will impress her and start observing the things that actually make her feel valued, appreciated, and connected to you. Your 20% is unique to her, so don't rely on cliches or advice that doesn't align with who she is as a person. Pay attention, listen, and adjust. That's how you figure out the actions that truly matter. While every woman is different, there are some universal things that usually make up the 20% for most women. And it will be unfair for me to talk about everything else in this video without touching on them. So I'll give you a couple of these things. 1, consistency. It doesn't mean texting her 24/7. It does mean showing up for her when you say you will, being reliable, and proving that she can count on you. 2 is attention to detail. Remember the little things. A favorite drink, a story she told you about her childhood, or the date of an important event. It shows her that she's more than just an afterthought. 3, authenticity. Stop trying to impress her with a grand gesture or some fake kind of confidence. Women smell inauthenticity a mile away. Just be real. Show her the man that you actually are. 4, emotional presence. This one is huge, guys. Being emotionally present means truly listening when she speaks, validating her feelings instead of dismissing them, and not being afraid to show your vulnerable side. This is where most guys miss the mark. 5, physical affection that matches her energy. Now, some women crave a lot of touch. Others prefer subtle gestures like a hand on her lower back, etc. Match her energy and respond to her comfort levels. The other 80% of your actions, the things you think are helping, are probably doing more harm than good. These are behaviors that drain your energy, frustrate you, and quite frankly, turn her off. Cutting them out isn't just about efficiency, it's about freeing yourself from unnecessary stress so you can focus on what actually matters. I would go into it, but I'd hate for this video to be too long. So what I'll do instead is to share a free downloadable PDF in this video's description where I'll highlight the 7 important things you absolutely need to drop if you want to, ignore that 80% that's bringing you no value. I'll leave a link to the PDF in the video description and possibly in the comments as well. So guys, applying the 80-20 principle means that you transform the way you think about relationships altogether. When you embrace the 80-20 mindset, you'll not only see better results with women, but you'll also feel more confident, less stressed, and more in control of your love life. You'll quickly realize that if you're constantly pouring all of yourself into a relationship while getting very little back in return, it's a sign you're probably stuck in the wrong 80. Keep things simple and watch how much easier and more fulfilling your relationship will become. The 80-20 mindset also means letting go of the things and people that aren't serving you. If you're pouring your energy into someone who isn't reciprocating or into actions that aren't really bringing results, it's really time to stop. Respect yourself enough to walk away from situations that drain you. When you let go of the wrong things, you actually create space for the right things to catch up with you. And when you focus on the 20% that truly matters, you'll naturally attract people and experiences that align with your energy and values. The 80-20 mindset isn't just a rule. It's a way of living that puts you in control of your relationships and your happiness. So ask yourself, what's one thing you can start doing today that's part of your 20%? And what's one thing you can let go of that's been holding you back? Write in the comments if you want. Thanks for watching, guys. If this video opened your eyes, let me know in the comments as well. And hey, what's that one thing you've done in the past that got an amazing reaction from a woman? Maybe you should write in the comments to help other guys who are completely clueless. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, you'll be getting more no BS advice right here on the channel from me. My name is Jessica OS. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.